Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. I haven't picked up the vlogging camera because I have been editing nonstop. So I've done like 6 days, I think, 6 days worth of vlogs in the last 24 hours. So I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to catching up. It was just really important. I just needed to take some time and not do a whole lot else aside from, you know, the usual cooking, cleaning, and laundry and kid pickup and drop off and all that kind of stuff and activities. But when I've had time to myself during the day, I've just edited. Tomorrow is my first midwife appointment. In Germany, midwives deliver the babies, and after you have the baby, you can have a midwife come and check on you and the baby. And tomorrow is my first official midwife appointment, and tomorrow I'm 27 weeks, so there's gonna be a lot going on. I'm just gonna end the vlog here and pick it up tomorrow with the kids. So I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Okay. Oh, let me sit back. I'm not in a comfortable place. Hey everybody. While I'm adjusting, hold on. Oh, okay. There we go. Now I'm in a great place. All right, so hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. I am back from my appointment with the midwife today. It was a really good appointment. We went over my blood results from my last appointment. And so last time when I was there 2 weeks ago, I did my sugar test, and I also had blood drawn just to check levels for things like my thyroid and just check levels like my iron, because my iron was low at the beginning of the pregnancy. Everything was fine. Everything was fine. I am nowhere close to being diabetic, which was great. In fact, my blood sugar came like they have, it's hard to explain. They have, they show like the range, and then they show with a little dot where you lie on the range. And it was really great to see because I was literally smack dab in the middle of the sugar range. So everything was fine. So that's all good. But it was really good for me to visually see the numbers because I've never actually seen that before. When I lived in Stuttgart and had the kids, I never actually got to see the blood results or the labs. Or the lab report. I always just heard on the telephone that I wasn't diabetic. So it was nice to see the labs. There was one thing though that was low, and that was my hemoglobin count. And I was like, why is my hemoglobin? It wasn't low, but it was on the lower range of normal. And she said, it's because you're pregnant. We're not worried about it. So I was like, okay. And then when I left, I did my own little research, and having a lower hemoglobin or lower red blood cell count is common in pregnancy. So I'm not stressed about that. Perhaps the most memorable part of the whole appointment was where she looked at my weight gain, and I have only gained like 0.1 kilos since my last appointment 2 weeks ago. So basically I'm still like where I was, well, basically I'm still where I was when I got back. And I think I had my I had my check on the 22nd of October. So basically a month later, my weight has stayed pretty much the same. She said, well, the baby is growing, and she checked, and the baby is definitely growing. He is taking up so much of my space of my belly. She could feel him moving on the outside. We did his heartbeat. He had a great heartbeat. It wasn't too fast. Like everything was just perfect with him. And she and I sat down for a little bit, and we talked about lipedema. And I told her that the last time that she and I saw each other, which was on October 22nd, I left feeling pretty awful after that appointment. And part of my feeling had a lot to do with her reaction to my weight gain. We discussed it for a little bit, and she apologized. She apologized for how she responded to me putting on weight, and she apologized, and she admitted to me that she was not familiar with that term, that she knew of lymphedema, but that's different than lipedema. And that after the appointment, she and my doctor spoke, and she decided to take up on her own and do some more research on what lipedema is. And she felt much more, sympathetic's not the right word, but much more knowledgeable of what lipedema was. And she said, you know, the thing is that it's so common that I'm surprised more women aren't writing that on their medical records and stuff. Like, you wrote it and you're very open about it, but she said, but I don't know why we don't see more women talking about it. And I said, I don't know if women know that they have it, because I didn't know that I had it until after I had Callum, which was way past puberty and well into it was after my first pregnancy. And that was when I saw a lymph specialist in Stuttgart who said, yeah, you've got lipedema. It's been an eye-opening thing for her. And to be honest, guys, I was really, really happy with that. I never wanted this lipedema and any of this. I never looked at it as, I'm just gonna sit on my high horse and, you know, talk down to the medical community. That wasn't what it was about. But I did feel like I needed to stand up for myself, and I needed to be very open and honest about my body and pregnancy with my body, and being open about lipedema and not being afraid of it, but facing it head on and encouraging everybody around me to accept it as a fact for what it is, because that's how you learn and that's how you grow. And now, because she's had me as her patient, she's taken it upon herself to research and to put a name with the diagnosis, and to be able to now look at patients and say, I think you might have this. I think that might explain why you've put on weight in your legs. Why don't you see somebody like a lymph specialist who can tell you for sure? And now there's some other woman out there that will be her patient that will obviously still have the rude awakening of getting a diagnosis of lipedema, but you're not sitting there wondering, what have I done? What has been my fault? And what have I done to do this to myself? And why does my body look as different as it does? And why haven't I lost any weight since having this baby? And it just, the more knowledge you know, the less frustration and fear you have of the unknown. And I just feel really happy. So I asked the midwife, I said, okay, would you like to be, or do you have time to be my midwife after I have the baby? Because in Germany, it's common for midwives to come and do something called Wochenbett. And essentially what it is the, I don't know, the 8 to 12 weeks postpartum, you have a midwife come and check on you and the baby, and the midwife weighs the baby, makes sure the baby's eating enough. The midwives are trained in breastfeeding help, so they come and they help mothers with breastfeeding. I thought to myself, maybe I don't need a midwife because I'm on my third baby, but I think due to the fact that I don't necessarily have the support to help me as a new mom, that it would probably be very beneficial to have a midwife come and just check on me, check on the baby, and just make sure that we're both physically and mentally okay. Yeah, I just think it'd be beneficial to have a midwife there. So I asked her if she would be my midwife come into February when the baby comes, and she had this big smile on her face and was like, really? And I said, yeah. So it was good. I think she and I have a really good understanding now. I think we'll have a really good working relationship. I feel good about that. So I have a midwife set up, which is fantastic. She did tell me that starting next week, I should probably take in just a little bit more food, and that just helps baby chunk up and just, you know, helps the baby mature. Now that, I mean, the organs are all there, but now the third trimester, it's just about maturing and getting chunky, and it's crazy. I can't believe we're almost there. It's just, wow. I mean, I realized today it's November 27th, and I realized, wow, we've got Christmas in a month, less than a month technically. And then we've got Callum's birthday and Roman's birthday, and then it's baby time, and it's just gonna go by so quickly. And this whole pregnancy has just flown by. It feels like I just announced it, but it's been a while. Wow. I'm just glad I'm out of the first trimester. The second trimester has been fine, but the first trimester for me was so rough, and it, I like the third trimester, because I mean, I can tell I'm getting more tired on the bicycle, and I can tell that I'm getting bigger, but it's like you're also getting more excited. So, you know, there's that too. Yeah, we're just chugging along. Crazy. All right, we've got the kids home from school. We've got some coloring action going on, huh? Cal, what are you working on?
These numbers for this lightning.
Oh, you're writing numbers for Lightning McQueen. Okay, Linnea, what about you?
Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig?
That's Peppa Pig's mom. That's Peppa Pig's dad. That's Peppa Pig's brother. That's Peppa Pig's duckies. That's Peppa Pig's dad. and this is Peppa Pig's color.
And what are we making?
Oatmeal bites.
Oatmeal bites. All right, it's literally just a ripened mashed banana and oats, and I'm just gonna stir them around and then add some cinnamon and then make them into little cookie shapes and then bake them.